Let's take another look at this rather disturbing trend. I'm being joined on the news at 10 by the Executive Director, Stand to End Rape Initiative, and a gender rights activist, Oluwaseun Ayodeji Oshowobi. Thanks a lot for joining us on the news at 10.
Thank you for having me.
You were out there on the streets today. It's been a long one for you. But groups like yours have begun to talk about a state of emergency. They're calling it an epidemic, of the SGVB. Tell us a bit more about how you came to that conclusion now.
For years now, we've had a lot of cases of sexual and gender-based violence, from Obiamaka Orakwe to Ochania in Benue State to Uwaila and so many other names I can't mention. And we've experienced women, experiencing violence as well from the Nigerian police force, like Tina Ezekwe, who was shot in Lagos State by Nigerian police officers. So we're at a time where we need to call the issue what it is exactly, an epidemic, because on a daily basis we're having more cases of sexual violence. We, the coalition that's demanding for the state of emergency, started collating, names and cases of violence that have occurred in the past 5 months, just reported on media platforms, and we recorded over 100 cases. Just on media platforms. So imagine how many other cases are reported to civil society organizations, the police, the Human Rights Commission. We're dealing with a lot. And as a first responder, I receive cases every day. Even this morning, before the protest, we were informed of a case that happened in Sabo. It's crazy, really.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. I know it's difficult, and you are breaking down at this point, and I know it is difficult, but we do have to talk about it, at least from this perspective. Looking at the aggressors, they appear to be getting more brazen, and there's no age range. So we hear about an 85-year-old grandmother to an 11-year-old girl, and it continues like that. What sort of punishment should we be talking about? I know the House of Representatives talked about castration or not, and what do you do in the case of a woman? But from what you see, what sort of punishment do you think would serve as a deterrent?
Honestly, I go with the Nigerian law, and the Violence Against Persons Prohibition Act actually states 14 years imprisonment for conviction on rape. So I'm very comfortable with that. We can always review the law and seek, stricter punishment. But my major concern is, before talking about castration or capital punishment, have we even implemented the sentences we have in our current law? Can we even start from there and then begin to demand, better laws? So right now we have only 12 states out of 36 states that have actually, passed the Violence Against Persons Prohibition law. Just 12 states. So we're saying that in all other states, either the penal code or the criminal code will be applicable. And in those two laws are just not enough to prosecute rape cases. The Child Rights Act, for example, that protects the rights of children, has not been passed by most northern states, and I have their names here: Bauchi, Yobe, Sokoto, Adamawa, Borno, Zamfara, Gombe, Katsina, Kebbi, Jigawa, and Kano. These northern states have not passed the Child Rights Act. And if they don't pass it, we cannot protect children from being violated, and we can't get justice on their cases.
All right, thank you so much. Executive Director, Stand to End Rape Initiative, Oluwaseun Ayodeji Oshowobi. Thanks a lot for joining us on the news at 10.
Thank you.
On sharing those rather disturbing statistics. Thank you.